Hey guys, how are you? You are tuned into another episode on the Woman Who Roars series, and today we are interviewing Tahiry Jose. Now, Tahiry is a pioneer huntee in this influencer marketing game as well as reality TV. I used to watch her back in my college days, and I know a lot of you have too. So today we're going to learn everything about her outside of what you probably have seen on Love and Hip Hop and other TV shows you've seen her on. And we're gonna get more behind the beauty plus the brains that is Tahiry Jose. Welcome everybody. I see everybody tuning in. Hello, hello, hello. We're just waiting for Tahiry to send in her request before we get started. All right, I see the request come in. I think she's in here. Hey, Mama.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
Good. Over here cleaning. I miss my cleaning lady.
Oh my God. I was just saying that the other day when I had to clean the bathroom. I was like, this is why I pay people to do this.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was in the bathroom but then I was like, if you can't do it yourself, then you know who can then.
It's taking us back to our roots because,
Yes.
Our parents used to I was cleaning back in the day.
Every Saturday I had to clean the bathroom.
Right. It's taking us back to our humble side where we can't pay nobody to come and clean our stuff. But I am so excited to have you on the Woman Who Roars series. Thank you so much for joining me and for just sharing your time because you are somebody that I've watched for years. I feel like I've grown up with you. So back when I was in college is when I was introduced to you. My boyfriend at the time used to watch you and Joe. And I was like, who is this girl? And I just immediately was able to relate to you in so many different ways with how raw, transparent, and candid you were. And I think what's really dope about you and your career is you've been able to establish a name for yourself and a brand by being your true authentic self, which I think is amazing. And not too many people are able to do that, right? So kudos to you for that to start. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity for people to see the other side of Tahiry. Maybe not, not the Tahiry that they see on Love and Hip Hop. Of course, right. I'm going to get into a little bit of that. But the Tahiry, the businesswoman, the Tahiry, the survivor, the Tahiry, the philanthropist. That's the side I want people get to see of you tonight. So before we get into that, I have some questions that I've always wanted to ask you. Good. So I'm going to start there. Okay. So the question is, how did this whole thing with when you started in the reality space and you actually putting videos of your life, how did that start? Like, did you need to be convinced? Like, how did it happen?
Well, dang, that was like literally 10 years ago or so. No, I was dating an entertainer. So, it was always some type of entertainment happening. I wasn't in the public eye, but, I always had those kind of jobs where, I was the focal point of a room or in a place, or even being the oldest of 14. So I didn't have to be convinced. I really wasn't paying much attention except for the fact that it just felt good. It felt right. I was in the comfort of my own home with somebody I loved. So, right. I thought he had his best interest, my best interest at heart. So it was pretty much just two kids that were enjoying themselves, and he happened to put a camera in front of me. So I didn't really think anything of it besides, he's crazy. Other than that, it was no
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah, it was no convincing. I was just being myself, and I didn't really care. I didn't think it was going to turn into this though.
That's what I want to talk about as well, because it has turned into probably something that you never, right, as you said, thought it would be. But hold on, I want to rewind a little bit. Did you say one of 14?
Yeah, from my father's side is one of 14. I'm the oldest. From my mom is 3 girls.
Wow, that is a big family. So you said you're the oldest out of the 14?
Oh yeah, so everything I do is a big deal anyway. That's how I grew up. So
right. And do you feel pressure as the oldest that you have to kind of lead the way for everybody?
Absolutely. I think growing up, that was one of my biggest. It was the biggest thing for me. The fact that I was the oldest, everything I did was a big deal, and I had to lead by example. And I was afraid to make these mistakes, or for my siblings to grow up and have, or just go off on the wrong path, and then I'd be to blame for it. So I always had to lead by example. my mom. I mean, I had to go through it all. I couldn't dye my hair. I couldn't get piercings. I couldn't get tats. I couldn't get fake nails. I couldn't do shit. But then all my other siblings that came along a little later got away with murder.
Right, right.
Pretty much, you know, I dealt with everything that the oldest deals with. So the pressure was intense.
So then how did your family take it when you actually started blowing up and you just doing something cute in your house, recording with your food?
I don't think they understood. I mean, my sisters, of course, you know, the younger sisters, my younger sisters did. But my mom didn't get it. She stopped me one time, I remember. I never forgot. She's like, what are you doing now? Why is everybody on Broadway stopping me saying, look, that's your mom? What are you doing? Like, I didn't get it at all. And I think Love and Hip Hop kind of like, she got part of my storyline. So that's when I started to oh, I want to didn't understand the internet. So
you breaking up a little bit. You're kind of going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Okay, let's see if it works. It's damn internets, man. You're hating. Okay, so when you started to see the show pick up, what did you say to yourself? Were you ready for that type of attention? Did you have to give yourself a pep talk and say, okay, this is happening?
That happened way before the show. Before the show happened, I already had like a fan base. We started on YouTube. I had already, you know, shot for a couple covers in the hip hop space, you know, the urban world. So I was already on like, you know, the little magazine, the little things on the train where you would like 42nd Street, you see my picture up on one of those, what do you call those? Where they sold magazines, the magazine stores. So I was already pretty popping before I did Love and Hip Hop. I was
talking about the show with Joe. Like before, when you first started with Joe, right? And you guys didn't know that this was going to turn into something that what it was. When you started seeing like it was getting a lot of traction and attention, how did you manage that? Did you decide then, like, you know what, I'm just going to run with it 1000%? Or did you feel concerned at all?
I had a conversation with them because we would get up every morning and somebody new would talk about me. Somebody in the famous space would have a conversation about me online. People were stopping me at work. You know, customers would stare because I was bartending. So I'd be at the bar and I felt a little unsafe. So I would come home and then people would criticize. And I didn't know how to really deal with the pressures of being like now in the public eye. So yeah, I remember being in the shower when I got called to shoot for a magazine. And I looked in the mirror. I said, I'm not ready for this shit. Like, I remember like literally sitting in the tub, like crying. And Joe would have to talk me through some of these things because he had already been in the public eye for so long. You know, he wasn't nice about it, but he kind of like helped me build that thick skin early on. Yeah, it was different.
And even now, because now obviously the exposure has grown. Do you still struggle with kind of managing some of the comments that might come your way?
Well, I'm human. So there's days when I have time and I'll answer back. 80% of the time I don't. I have to always remember that those that matter don't mind and those that mind don't matter.
Right.
You really know me that, you know exactly what's happening in my world, or you know why certain things are happening, or I don't care what you think because you really don't know me. But you know, yeah, from time to time, you have to give yourself, because I believe your brain and your body, everything is kind of like a car. You have to give it some kind of tune-up here and there from time to time just to make sure that you're all good. So, yeah, I'm human. So, yeah, I've had to, you know, as things get bigger, they get scarier. And that's just normal. And if it's not scary, then I don't want to do it.
Interesting. Let's focus on that a little bit, because I think right now we're in a super scary time.
Right.
And people kind of don't know their right from left. There's just a lot of ambiguity, uncertainty. And so a lot of people right now are being forced to operate in fear, right? Whether they like it or not. So because you have done this, right, been there, done that, what advice do you have to offer since we're in kind of this gamut of the unknown?
I mean, it's natural to panic, but I've been speaking to some of my friends, and I think what I mostly tell them is to not deal with emotion or panic, to kind of sit still and focus and dig within really deep and sit with yourself and meditate. Prayer is is essential. Like you have to pray, and most importantly, write down, like, what you're good at, what you were doing before this happened, and what you think you can do now, and kind of use this time and space to figure you out. Because I believe that a lot of people before this happened, we were very comfortable in the space we were in, and nothing but growth can come out of this because we're all uncomfortable. So it's forcing us to practice and do other things that we didn't have time to do, or we didn't think we wanted to do, or and it's the time is now. You know what I'm saying? We have to be home. We have to stay home. So just kind of sit with yourself and mentally check within and pray. But I promise you that great things will come out of this, because I mean, if you didn't spend time with your family, the time is now. If you wanted to try that new hobby, the time is now. If you want to learn something good, the time is now. So instead of stressing yourself out about things you can't change, start to work on things that you can.
So what have you started that you've been holding off on in the now? Is there anything that you've decided, like, okay, I'm going to focus on this now?
You fucking right. Yes. Yes. I don't know how to do my own makeup.
Oh, okay.
At all. So
it's so easy.
Listen, I'm just not that girl, and so I've had it done for the last 10 years. I've had makeup artists, and I never have the time to practice. And when you're not really into something, or maybe I'm just intimidated by all the steps, so now I'm taking my time out to, like, indulge in this whole makeup thing. I'm not saying it's working. I'm just saying I'm trying. I started writing a book. Well, I started writing for myself. And then I decided to put the book out, but I didn't have time to finish it. It's 31 affirmations and journal space, an affirmation a day for 31 days. And then you have space to break it down for yourself and what that meant to you, and kind of analyze, that affirmation and how it, resonates with you. So I finished that.
That's I got me, right?
Yes, the book I got me. Yeah, I always hashtag I got me. So that's coming out soon. And just, create, I'm a firm believer, and I don't know if it's because I'm the oldest, or because, I don't know. There's always like this fight in me that, when people say no, I just figure it out. I create my own lane, my own space. So I just sit here and create, whether it's shows to, what I'm going to write about next, to how to make this money, as long as it's as long as it's legal. I'm always sitting here just plotting and figuring things out. So I've been doing a little bit of that, and spending time with my mom, who, she's older now. I'm older now, and believe it or not, I'm relearning her. I'm learning so much about her, and it's so crazy because she's pretty cool, and she's grown so much. And that's a conversation we had recently where she's like, I'm 63, but every day I learn something new. And so we've had plenty of time that we've been spending together, and it's been pretty cool.
That's amazing. My mother actually passed away, and one of the things I realized is, as I've gotten older, I've grown so much more of appreciation for her, right? Because we know now, right? Because we're full-grown women now. So now we can really relate on another level than we could versus, mom and daughter, because now we're mature ourselves and able to,
definitely
speak to them head on. So the title, I Got Me. So tell us about that.
Oh man, like I told you, I sit at home, and I think again, we're getting older, so that comes with experience and mistakes and wisdom. And I just realized one day, I'm such a host, I'm such a bartender, I'm such a waitress. I just care. I love hard, and it's I think it's one of my biggest talents and gifts. And because of that, my heart's been broken 1,000 times, and not only in relationships, friendships, and even relationships with family members, that I tend to overly give, and I give so much of me. I don't know how to do anything half-assed. So when it came to I Got Me, I remember that I had to step back and say, if I wasn't good, then nothing else was going to work. Right. So I Got Me is more about me, my relationship with me, me being my own hype man, me waking up every day as an entrepreneur, as a woman in this business, where everything, or where sometimes when it rains it pours, you have to mentally be strong enough and remind yourself every day that if you don't got you, nobody else is, and that you have to continue to fight, that you have to continue to grind, that you know you have to win, because you're gonna win, because you were born to win. Right. So I got me as just a reminder of me having me being my own hype man. Just, you know, me remembering that I come first, second, third, and then everybody else comes.
Right, definitely. And I think that a lot of folks can relate, especially if they find that they are often pouring into others, and we forget that we need to be poured into, and they sometimes forget that too, right? They think of us as a strong friend, or like, yes, we're good, like we don't need any help. And it's like, no, I
am the strong friend, and I have to remind myself that it's okay not to be sometimes, that in order to have, you know, you have to break down and have a breakthrough. Like, you know, we're all human.
Right, definitely. So what are some, I have so many questions for you. So I want to talk about misconceptions, because I think a lot of folks have misconceptions, and I want to talk about those, and let's set the record straight right here. So what are some misconceptions about Tahiry?
Shit, let me think. There's plenty. Okay, so I've had plenty of conversations. This is just be a conversation, because at the end of the day, I felt like season 3 and 4 Love and Hip Hop, when the world really had a chance to see me, I thought I had poured my heart out, and and I realized that I haven't. That people really don't know me. That they just think that there goes Tahiri. She, you know, dated Joe. She was on Love and Hip Hop. She's wild. She's loud. Which I kind of am.
We are Latina at the end of the day.
Yeah. She's not a Latina. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know any Spanish. That happens often when I go to do Spanish radio. They're like, "Oh my God, you speak Spanish?" Yeah. I know that. I get the whole. I mean, even in Dominican Republic, I probably get like, I walk past maybe 3 people in the island, be like, Tahiri, and I'm like, oh shit, that I don't speak Spanish. But I don't know. A lot of people say they don't. You tell me what you've heard, because a lot of people say I always have to fight for you. You're a great person. You're funny. You know, you're smart. You're a businesswoman, and people just see what they want to see. I think people see the girl in the thong, who at one point dated an artist, and she was on a ratchet TV show. I think that's the biggest misconception of me, because since I came into the game 10 years ago, I think I've been screaming. I have a college education. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. I've owned several businesses. I own several businesses now. I am a short, curvy, loud, passionate Dominican woman, Afro-Latina. And so, yeah, I guess that's it. You know, she's dated a rapper. She's dated a basketball player. I think that's it. They just see what they want to see. It's not that I haven't been screaming who I really am this whole time. I do charity. They just think I'm out in the club hosting, on Instagram posting. You know, just the regular bullshit, the shit that really makes the blogs. And again, I'm not mad at it, because I think that people are entertained by insanity, and just and why listen to the truth when the lie is more entertaining? You know what I'm saying? So, and then when I do what I do it because I do it from the heart, not to get people's approval. But yeah, the typical shit that you get on any blog is what people think of Tahiri.
Is that what, you know, the directors tell you on Love and Hip Hop? Like, listen, the lie's more entertaining. Let's go that way. Forget about
no, they don't have that kind of conversation with you.
Okay.
But editing, you know, they don't have conversations and be like, okay, just lie. No. Or they don't be like, let's go with this story. Shit just happens, and you know, they work magic back there, and the people that are hired to create, you know, good TV shows to get these numbers that the networks need are really talented, I must say. Because I be looking at shit and I'm like, wow, that's not what happened, but that shit looks, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have to remember there's reality, and then there's reality TV, and it's a show. We still have a job to do.
So there's a lot of people who aspire, I think, to get on a reality TV show, because so many people have garnered success, right? After being on the show, you being an example. So do people really make money on reality TV? Like, I think we need to set the record straight, because I think people think like there's big money in this. And I don't know, you tell me, But I want to educate the folks a little bit on this, because I know a lot of aspiring reality TV stars.
I mean,
with people.
I would say it's a fun job. I'd say not everybody can do it. It's like anything else. Everything else, you know, just because you think you can draw doesn't mean you're going to be the best fucking, you know, painter or whatever.
Right.
But it's a fun job if you control it. Don't let it control you. It depends on the network. It depends on the production company. It depends on you, who you are. You know, if you build a brand, you walk in somewhere, how great you are. You know, it's supply and demand. But fuck what you think it is. If you have the opportunity to do it, I say seize the moment and make it what you want to make of it. So it's up to you to create that name for yourself, to build that brand, to use that platform for good, bad, or indifferent. It's all up to you how much money you make. And I think that's the reason why I've always been an entrepreneur, and I've walked to the beat of my own drum, because I refuse to allow somebody to tell me how much money I'm going to make. Now, if you take me to the fish, I'm gonna learn how to keep fishing.
Right.
So I was blessed with the opportunity to be a part of a show, and it's been good to me. And I've created around it. I've created magic, and I continue to build on it. So, at the end of the day, I would say, if you have the opportunity to, take it, but know your worth, know your value, do your research, and don't let nobody con you into shit. I mean. But once you're on there, you know, strike while the iron's hot, get it. I mean, you're right there. And if I can do it, anybody can.
Right. Yes. I love that. You said supply and demand. So did you ever feel pressure while on the show? Like, oh, this person's got a doper storyline than me. I need to create something out of nothing to make myself like relevant. Do those things like cross your mind?
So it is natural, I think, and it all depends on the person. Again, I believe that 2013 and 14, I was myself. I went in it. I was raw and real, and I didn't fucking care about reality TV or reality. I was just fucking me, and that was it. I think it's hard to lie to the camera. I think that's why people were able to connect with me. I was relatable. You felt my pain, and I watch myself now, and I'm like, wow, like I'll cry watching me cry. But no, because I was myself. And then now that I'm businesswoman Tahiry, that I'm no longer a rookie in the game, and I'm no longer a freshman when it comes to reality TV. I don't feel the need to. I mean, I'm a walking novela. I'm a walking soap opera. But at the same time, I'm very aware of where I want to go. So I try to be as careful as I can and have as much control of where I'm going. Although reality TV, you have no control over storylines, I try my hardest to navigate through it with not too many bumps on the road, because I'm building my brand, and because I have young women watching me, and because of all these other things, because of my family, because I care. But no, I'm myself, and I think that's why I win. Eventually, what doesn't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. So people can, and there's a lot of pretenders on reality TV. Don't get it fucked up. Not everything that you see is real. And I've watched the unreal people around me. And eventually, you know, the truth comes to light. But no, I just do what I do. So and if it works, it works.
So how have you managed to stay true to yourself when you're in a space that, you know, vibrates off of
negativity,
negativity, all of it? Like, how do you stay true to your core and stay soulful?
It's meditation, it's prayer, it's a support team, it's building your inner circle. It's having those people around you that won't yes you, and having those people around you that will remind you, you know what I'm saying, that will shed some light whenever everything seems dark, when you might get sucked in, because again, we're human, we make mistakes. I, for one, am in the public eye, so it's hard to, even when you're not trying to do wrong and the shit pops up on the gram, and you're like, but that wasn't what happened. So I would say your inner circle, support team, looking in the mirror and tapping in with yourself. I keep saying, like, we're like cars. We need to tune up. We need to refresh, and we need to press the reset button. We need to look in the mirror. I like to wake up and like who I am. I've felt before and been in situations where I wake up and I'm like, I don't like this. This doesn't feel right. I don't like who I'm becoming, and have to fix myself really quick. So it's being real with you and having your you time. and understanding these feelings. So I tap in, I wake up, and if I don't like it, I fix it.
Mm. What do you love most about yourself?
Oh man, what do I love most about myself? It's funny because soon something's gonna come. I'm on another show, and there was this part where they said, "What don't you like about yourself?" And you see what happened. I'm sure we'll have another conversation. But what I like about myself,
No, what do you love?
what I love about myself, how big my heart is. I have a huge heart. I tend to give tough love, and I'm loud, and I'm opinionated, and I'm expressive, and I'm passionate, but I love hard. I have a huge heart. And if I can give, I remember doing charity and not even having my rent money at times, and people didn't know, you know what I'm saying, back then. But just being in that space and always brightening somebody's day and caring. Things affect me. So yeah, my mom always says that. She's like, you have to think about you. Don't let everybody affect you. But if you're around me and you're around me and I care, I'll just give you anything. No, there's no dollar sign, no nothing. It's just like, I just love you. I love hard. I have a huge heart. I love to help.
No, I think that's dope, and definitely energy that we all could use a lot more of, especially right now. And Absolutely. I think it's also dope that you've been able to stay vulnerable in that way, even though you've grown up in an industry that kind of forces you to like be like girl.
Right.
You know I
mean? No, I got my girl. Trust me.
I know. I've seen the girl. I've seen the girl.
Don't let me feel like you're taking advantage of me, or don't let me feel like you're using me. And you'll get Harlem Tahiry right there. But it's hard, and I've definitely I've toughened up a little. But I remember my mom telling me that don't let anybody's actions dictate mine. Don't let anybody change who I am. And she told me that back in the day when people would just talk about me because a certain car would drive by to pick me up, and it was just for a school book, but it'd be like, oh, there goes Tahiri, you know. So I remember coming in and saying, why is everybody always, she's like, don't ever let anybody change you. Like, you're helping that person out. Like, who cares what the world thinks?
Yeah. So let's talk about your philanthropic efforts, because when I learned that about you, when you first started working with your organization in DR, is when I was like, oh shit, I started doing more research on you, and I became even a bigger fan. So talk to us about that, and where that comes from, and kind of where you guys are now with it.
Well, my philanthropic, you hear that's my Dominican, I mean, philanthropic.
Philanthropic.
Yeah, that my giving back came back from when I was in college. I was a cadet. I interned for the NYPD, and I worked for a Hebrew center, YMYWHA, and we would do Meals on Wheels. I would do after school programs with the kids, and I, took older folks to the hospitals and stuff. And so that's where that came from. And that was over 10 years ago, where I remember doing so because I didn't want to be at a precinct yet. And so they put me in a center, and the center was all about mentorship and giving back. And that's where that grew. And it just felt right. It felt good. And it felt like that's something I always wanted to do. And so now, being blessed to have this platform, I've decided to use it for that, for good. The Divas Leading, it's about, now we're growing. We're about 7 women, and we're all in the U.S.
How many? You broke up a little bit.
It's like about 7 of us. We're growing. Nice. And we live in the U.S., and we're all Dominican. So we started in Dominican Republic because we're all Dominican, and it was just easier for us to navigate through the island, and we started to give back. It started off with prom drop-offs and, cancer events and, bullying, anti-bullying events. And then it just gelled into Project Mama, which is our baby. And that's where we give back in Dominican Republic. We go to different little cities, Ilo Campito, and we just are the hospitals. We give them back the essentials. A lot of these women don't even have the essentials they need before they give birth. And so I don't know if you know, in Dominican Republic, if in the poor hospitals, if you don't have a blanket, you'll give birth and they'll just lay you on a cot. And there's many times we've walked into hospitals and there's 2 babies and 2 moms to a bed, with no blanket. Or there's a lady that lost her baby, and she's in the same room with somebody who just gave birth to one, and she's listening and looking at the baby cry, and she just lost her baby. So in going year by year and giving and our, and Divas Leading getting bigger, we just kept, feeding Project Mama, and we did it 5 years straight. And we just like to say, like, our parents are all from DR, so we're giving back to, where we come from. And little by little, we're working on it, getting bigger and us going to different countries and just doing the same thing. So that's just, it's something that we love to do. We do it from the heart. And like I said, I mean, everybody's a mom on the group, I think, except for me. So we just all kind of get together, and we raise the funds here, and we travel out there, and we go directly to the hospitals and we give back.
I love it. So you do a lot for women. You do a lot for young girls. So how do you deal with women when they hate on you? Because I'm pretty sure some hate comes your way. There's always that group that's like, she's showing her ass out on the gram, like, you're less than, you know what I mean? So how do you manage that?
Well, when I do have time, I probably click on their page and be like, that's why. Nah. I mean, you're never going to be able to, I'm human again. I'm in the public eye, so we're not going to be able to satisfy everybody 100%. The world we live in today, like, it's not like before where you would have to read on an article on page 6 on a celebrity. Now you get to see this shit. So if I make a mistake tomorrow and there's cameras around, chances are you guys are going to hear about it. So it's like going through your growing pains in the public eye. And that's pretty much what it is. And it can be stressful sometimes. But I could just say I got to be unapologetically me. I think that years ago, younger Tahiry would give some kind of right now where I'm at. I could care less what anybody thinks. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I am very aware of some of the requirements and responsibilities that come with my job, but I am under a microscope, and I am human, and I will make mistakes, and I'm going to do what makes me happy right now. And yes, these requirements and responsibilities come with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you know what I'm saying, that I am saying, hey, yeah, I'm here for it all the way. Right. Like I said, my mom is 63 and she's still learning and making mistakes. And I remember when she told me, I was like, get out of here. And then I was like, you're right. So who's to say that I'm not the perfect individual, but I'm trying to do the best that I could. So in terms of people and their opinions, I mean, everybody's entitled to them. I can care less. I like I said, I wake up with me, and as long as I'm okay when I look in the mirror, that's all that really matters.
So I want to hone in on women and women hating on other women. and what needs to be done to put that to a halt? So the Female Collaborative is a nonprofit that I founded, and it is based on revolutionizing how women work and do business together. So it's about putting dope women like you in a room with other dope women who all have their own thing going on, and figuring out how they can collaborate and make magic together, right? And create legacy and collect these coins, because we're all about that. And it's about checking the BS at the door, but not all women have that mindset, right? Not all women are ready to collaborate. We oftentimes stand in each other's way. So let's talk about that. I want to know, what are your thoughts on that? I want to know, how can we see some of this? What can we do differently?
It's quite unfortunate, honestly. I, for one, I'm like a guy's girl, so I do paint my nails pink, but I'm cool. Like I'm cool for all the shit that women sometimes. I've been very blessed to where I have a lot of, like, my female fans. I think when you do my analytics, I have a lot more female fans than males, which is weird, right? You would think, but I've been really lucky and blessed that when it comes to my supporters, a lot of them are women, and that's really hard because women do hate on other women. But I think that has a lot to do with self-love, and I think that there's nothing we can do, because as an individual, like, that's another human, so we can only but probably show a lot more support. But then again, why should I try to fix something that I didn't break? Right. I would just say that comes a lot with self-esteem issues, the confidence. Some women lack confidence, so then they just start to kind of pick to pieces the other person. I think that I don't know, I don't know, I don't have those issues. Even when a person doesn't like me in the game and somebody calls me about a job or some money, I still still relay the message. I'll never stop nobody's bag. I don't really entertain the shit. Like, I like to work in harmony. It's all about a vibe to me. I think that when people realize how easy it is to work, and that you get so much more work done when you're just chilling. So I don't know, because I'm not a woman that, like, I get along with everyone, and if I don't, it's not because of me. So I would just say it can be a conversation, communication. It's understanding that sometimes the way people treat you has nothing to do with you, but with them. So when you understand that, you can look past what that person is trying to do to you, and you can start to work with them. Because I've been in situations where a woman, I know she's tearing me fucking apart from the other end, but we have some money in front of us, and something or something that's going to benefit the world, and I can look past that, because that doesn't really matter to me, because that's her problem. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm able to look past the insecurities of another woman and continue to build magic. And I think that takes it takes maturity not to entertain the drama. You know what I'm saying? So I think that women, I think with women, it's all a lack of confidence and self-esteem when a woman's running around too worried about what you're doing instead of what she can be doing.
Definitely.
So, yeah, it's up to us that don't really care to kind of maneuver through the bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's maturity, and it's also, being the change you want to see, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want to deal with the drama, then don't participate in the drama.
Yeah, not at the day. Listen, stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine.
Exactly. You can get paid over there, I can get paid over here. If there's opportunity to get paid together, let's do that, and then go back to our separate course.
Check your shit at the door. Check it at the door.
Exactly. So let's talk about these businesses that you run. And Tahiry, as a businesswoman, I want to start with you telling us, what is the biggest lesson you've learned in business so far?
Don't throw money at shit. Research.
Yes.
Key things I've learned, partnership is everything. Partnership is like a relationship. If there's no communication, it'll never work. So finding if you're going to partner with somebody, make sure that you guys understand that there is a script. There are, and there's to everybody to stick to the script. And there's a reason why the partnership is what it is. And everybody plays a role to make that business a success. And two, don't just throw money at stuff just for the sake of wanting to be the boss. Those are really large shoes to fill. Everybody wants to talk about being a boss, but not everybody can handle that. I would say I've made a mistake of throwing money at something, and man, I was forced to learn it because my money was already tied up, and so that just derailed my other. That was just a business venture for me. It wasn't really what I wanted to do. So make sure that either you know what you're doing, or B, this is what the fuck you want to do. Like, this shit. Because especially if it's a cash business, like, you have to be there, have somebody that you can trust, because then people are just run with your money.
Yeah. Have you ever, so you've gone into partnerships with other people that I assume have involved?
Yeah, I'm a partner now.
Okay. So do you feel that it's easier going in with partners versus doing it on your own?
I think it's a matter of choice. I know people that don't like having partners, and I people like me, I like I said, I own businesses, I have partners, and I'm able to do 1,000 other things that I want to do. So to me, it's just easier. And again, I'm in an ideal situation now. I wasn't always in one. But yeah, it's just easier. And I rather have 10% of 10 things than solely count on one thing and have a whole 100 10 times. You know what I'm saying? So I can have 1%, like I can have 10 different streams of income and have percentages, and it all amount to 100 than to just putting my eggs all in one basket. You know?
Definitely. By the way, shout out to everybody in here. I see you writing your questions and responding. That makes me feel good. That means we talk about things that I care about. So the next thing I want to know is, let's see, because I have my whole, I'm telling you, girl, I got questions. Okay.
I love this, though. I love it.
What are some things?
Got me sweating.
No, it's chill. We are chill.
Oh my God, the boy is a hot seat.
What are some things on your vision board right now?
Oh my God, a baby, a husband. Funny, it's time to revamp that vision board. Everything that I put on my vision board has happened. And you know what I've learned about my vision board? I be going off. I'm long-winded, so you could cut me off. I've learned about vision boards that you need to be very precise and specific about what you are envisioning, right? So our first vision board before Love and Hip Hop, I did this vision board. Shout out to Lenny S. He was the one who taught me that shit 10 years ago, how to create a vision board. I was like, what are you talking about? And from owning a club to workout line to TV to car to the house. And I wasn't really specific. So some of these things happened, but they probably fell flat or didn't happen for too long, or they just happened and it was amazing. So I was able to see everything, and it's time to vamp my vision board. But right now, of course, I need to have my baby and marriage. But if marriage doesn't happen, I'm still need to.
Is there anyone in the pipeline? Is there any?
No. Right now, no. I mean, I'm dating and shit. Via quarantine life phase. Hopefully after quarantine, you know what I'm saying. But being an author is on my vision board. What else is on my vision board? TV, more TV movies, and I just got a script that I auditioned for and got the part. So that's on it. What else is on my vision board? Just marriage, more TV work. Let me think. Baby, of course, that's on the top and shit. And that's it. Just being healthy. I have to, I'm one of those tap in type of people. Again, whenever I have to tap in with myself and it's time to revamp, I don't want to, and I've been thinking about it even during quarantine, to revamp my vision board. I have to really I don't want to put the wrong thing on my vision board. I want to be specific about what I ask for. So that's what I've learned. And when it comes to just everything, even in prayer and meditation, is your intention, be specific. So once I tap in, I'm sure that, some other things are going to come up. I just don't know what those are right now.
So you said, you're dating in quarantine, which leads me to assume, correct me if I'm wrong, that there isn't a contender to actually be the baby daddy just yet.
Oh, everybody just keeps saying, just do it. And I think that's very selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it, because the black book is, I could call people and I can go back
and be like, hey, you want to go get your sperm? You want to go have a baby?
But you know that every woman, I think everybody who's got past their 30s has that friend that they back in the day said, don't have a baby by the time you're 35. Come see me.
Or their safety person, okay, if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna end up with you.
Yeah, a safety best friend and shit. No, but I believe in true love. So I believe I want the real thing. I don't want the perfect thing. I don't think that exists. I just want I don't want to just have a baby, and I just don't want to choose the baby daddy got him. I don't want to do that either. So I've been taking my time out to just kick it. I've been celibate since October sometime. So
2019.
October, November. Yeah, that's what it is. Damn! I know.
I had to 2019. Okay. You're about to hit a year. You're about to hit a year in this quarantine.
That's not good. I might have forgot how to do it.
Let's see. Can't have the coochie gang cobwebs. You say you got you, so take care of you.
No, we got a box of toys now. But here's the thing, Corona got me fucked up.
I know.
They got me scared.
I know. It's I'm thirsty, but not that thirsty. I'm good.
No, I'm good. And then I have to stick a hole with a thermometer on a nigga. Hey, abre la boca. What's up? Hey, yo, babe, go in the room for 14 days. I'll see you 14 days.
Exactly. I know.
So yeah, no, I mean, I have some nice little candidates, of course, but we'll see what happens. I'm not really in a rush. I might have to adopt. I don't know, freeze my eggs or something. I'm still trying to figure all that shit out. It's on the top of my list, honestly, because besides a vision board, I'm old school, so I write shit down. And the shit says in my notes in my phone, it has freeze eggs, and then it got the huevo. And then I go do some dumb shit with the money and be like, wait, I forgot to freeze my eggs. I'm still my age. You know what I'm saying? I'm still moving around, maneuvering. I work out all the time. I eat healthy. I take my vitamins, and my boos be young. So, they keep me young. And so now
Listen, if Janet can have a baby at 45, all right, and you got chicks pushing out babies at 50.
Yeah. I don't want to do that though.
I know.
I'm gonna leave it up to God. Él es que sabe.
Right.
He's the one that he knows what time it is. Pero Dios.
Right. So do you know that if, let's say, God wants for you to, because you have a giving heart and you always want to give back, and he's like, you know what, Tahiry, we need you to adopt some child. Would you do something like that?
I want to adopt anyway. Okay. I think in the perfect world, I would have had 8 kids, but I was too busy.
8 kids?
Yeah, I really wanted a big ass family.
Girl.
I wanted little Junior to walk in and be like, Junior, what are you doing? And I wanted to be like, Sasha, stop. Like one of those moms. I wanted to be the bad looking baby mama, but it didn't happen. I was too busy traveling the world and, chilling and, doing big things and dating and having fun, because my mom scared the shit out of me. She told me, vive tu vida. She was like, don't play it. She was like, don't let any children, stagnate you. You need to. So she scared me. Now she's rushing me. So I now am okay with, if I have 2, which I want to. So let me change the way I speak, because I'm practicing that as well. When I have my 2 babies, then probably adopt 2 more. So I'll have 2 and then adopt 2. But I've always wanted to adopt.
Big family. Okay. Well, listen, when I got my little ones, I'll send them over to you, since you just want a whole bunch of kids around.
Like,
go to Titi.
Right back.
Go to Titi Tahiry's house. Go now.
And I'll be the old aunt with the fur on saying hello, guys.
Yes. Be like, hello, darling. Go sit over there. Take care.
I better have some babies.
You will. Listen, as much opportunity as there is to have babies, if you want to make it happen, you can make it happen.
Yeah, but like I said, I want it to be he doesn't have to be the perfect man, but I want somebody that wants to be a dad.
Yeah. Like, and you want the fairy tale. You want to be with somebody you love. Yeah, but right?
Having a baby's easy. Like, it's easy. Me dating, that's easy. All that shit is easy. I can pick up the phone now and be like, oop, I'm pregnant. But that's not the point. The point here is that everybody can be, everybody can make a baby. Not everybody can raise one. Yeah. And I want my child to not go through half these things that broke me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Therapy's expensive, bitch.
Talk about it. So my last question that I ask all of my guests is, why are you a woman who roars?
Oh, wow. You sent me this shit yesterday, so
I don't like to prepare. I told you I like it to be organic. So we get that real, raw, honest answer.
Wow, I could answer it from different perspectives. Like, why am I a woman who roars? I would say because I am a living proof that you can make it out of the hood, that you can become someone, that you can create your own lane, because I'm a woman who roared because I didn't put myself in the box before everybody else did. And I constantly am proving that you can create your own lane and everything in life. And there's there's no limitations, no restrictions. You can, it sounds cliche. And I used to hate when they used to say, whatever you put your mind to, you can do, and you can. And every day I wake up and I work for me. And no matter how hard or good, bad, or indifferent, it's still amazing to look back and know that you did this on your own. You did this, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a woman of color in the industry that I'm in. So I am a woman who roars because I am an example that we can all make it out.
I love that. That was a beautiful answer. You didn't need to prepare for that answer.
I have to figure out why. I don't know. Because I speak my mind. I don't know.
No, that's amazing. You didn't need to prepare for that. That was beautiful.
You just got to get it done, man. I'm a little girl from Harlem whose dad was a drug dealer and who was supposed to be part of the statistics. And I chose not to be. I chose to do different. And not everybody understands it, and they still call me crazy. But every day I'd rather people call me crazy than not. Because every day I do whatever I want to do as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. And it's allowed me to give me a platform to help other people. And so if that's what I can do with just telling my story, then that's enough for me to go to bed and wake up and really be happy with myself.
Definitely. And if you ask me, true freedom and success is when you can be comfortable in your own skin and live life on your terms. That is the dream, Hunty. That is what we all should be aspiring.
Success to me is having options, because I mean, I don't really care about a lot of this shit that people are out here caring about, but I have the option to do it. That to me already is winning.
Yes. Well, Tahiry, thank you again so much for being on this series. I look forward to meeting you in person after this.
Likewise.
Shit passes. It was a true pleasure. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Bye.